Welcome back to Desktop Bodybuilding. Today, I'm fortunate enough to be joined by top 10 finisher in the Mr Olympia, the man who just won the British Grand Prix, and many are picking this dude for a top 6 or even top 5 finisher at the 2019 Mr Olympia. I'm pleased to welcome Nathan De Asha to Desktop Bodybuilding. Welcome, mate.
Thank you, buddy, man. Thank you for having me on. I do apologize for coming on late, being manic. I did say give you the interview after the British, but as you had your baby. I was up and down traveling, so we finally got there.
Yeah, we finally got there, and yeah, it's pretty hectic because obviously you're traveling, you're competing, and you're competing this weekend, which I actually didn't pick you to actually do more shows. I thought, okay, Nathan's going to wrap it up. He's got a qualification, Olympia incoming sort of thing, and now you're backing up. You're doing Vancouver, and you're doing another show too, aren't you?
Possibly Portugal if the body holds on.
Yep.
I don't, I'm an athlete. I think if we're in condition and compete, I don't want to be a bodybuilder who just competes once a year and then goes to the Olympia or gets the top 5 and then goes to Olympia. I want to get out there. I want to be recognised. I want to make the Provacy Nathan a brand for later on after bodybuilding's over. So the more I can get out there, the better. And it's good to meet fans, because not everyone can travel around the world to Mr Olympia, and not everyone can go to certain countries. So if you've got a chance to go to these countries, then I think we should go to them, and please the fans, make the sport better.
Definitely. How much do you get out when you go to these different countries and different places? Like, do you get out much, or do you just stay in a hotel and then compete?
No, man, I'm out. I'm out every day, whether I'm in the mall shopping, I'm at cinemas. I hate to be on them bodybuilders that just sit in the hotel and put their feet up and eat Tupperware, and that's just bullshit. That's just bullshit to me. I'd be out and about doing things, just living a normal day-to-day life, really.
Sure.
Matt goes mad about it. He says, "Sit down, relax," but I'm like, no, man, fuck that. I want to go to the mall. I want to do something. I want to go see the sights because life's short. You never know when it's going to end, and you never know when these opportunities are going to be over to see these places.
Yeah, for sure. Now let's discuss the British Grand Prix because you competed there and you looked like the hardest I've ever seen you by far. You were peeled to the bone, man. Like, and some people were saying, like, there's people out there saying, "Oh, Nathan's downsized to come in harder," but you actually said you're 3 kilos heavier than last time you competed,
Yeah,
which is
man.
insane because a lot of time when people come in better condition, they're, "Oh, I'm a couple pounds lighter, but I'm harder," whatever. But you've actually put on weight.
Yeah, if you look at me and Matt done a movie last year, the road chasing the gift. The scales are on there. I was 241 pound. I got on the scale, which was on my Instagram. I was 276. I was 247.6 pound. The morning of the show on empty stomach, and
Wow.
that's what we go off. So even though it was 3 kilos stage weight, it was possibly a lot more muscle because like you said, I was harder. I was a lot more drier than previous years. So it possibly could have been 5 kilo of actual tissue. But what people don't see is that because a bigger guy gets on stage, the more leaner guy is going to look smaller. But
Yeah.
if the bigger guy was to come down to the same condition, then you have two different physiques, and I think a lot of people are scared to come down in size. They chase the whole scale game, and to me, I don't care if I'm 247, 267, or 237. Scales mean nothing. It's the judge's opinion that matters, and I think that size is not the be all and end all because Dexter Jackson has slayed many many big men
For
for
sure.
what for 20 years or so. So he just looking at Dexter, it just shows that you haven't got to be the biggest to win shows. It's all about detail, refining, and just being better than everyone else.
Yeah, for sure. And I think as well with Sean Roden being Mr. Olympia, if this was your year to come up and really challenge and really challenge in that top 4 and sort of placings, I think this is like the perfect time for you because, like people have said, the title is open at the moment. And Sean Roden, while being Mr. Olympia, everyone has talked about him. And even you talked about him and his guest posing and what that sort of looked like and what he looked like at that stage. But what do you think? Do you think Sean Roden can come in, at the Olympia, or do you think that he's just left it too long?
um, I think he will. He will bring it to the Olympia. I think he will. That people underestimate him. He will bring it to the Olympia, but you will probably see the same package or a little bit less than last year. I don't think you will see an improved package. I think that's been left too long. Whether he was health conscious or whatever his reasons were, but I don't think he will have improved, and I think that's ignited, the fire in people like Rowley, Brandon, and myself, even William, because even Dexter, man, because we all know now that we've all got a chance. It's prior years, Phil could never be beat, but everyone in the top six has beat Sean. No
Yeah.
one's no one beat Phil. So that it's in itself is lit a fire in everyone's belly, and I think everyone's going all out. So I think this Olympia, will be one of the best to be in for a while, and you'll get a few guys that will push the carb load to the limit, and possibly spill, because they want to be on the brink of exploding, but sometimes they just can't pull it off. So I think when September comes around, it'll be good. I hope to be better. I hope to be bigger. I know I'll be in shape. That's not a problem, But I hope I'll be bigger, harder than I am on Sunday, because I believe I'll be harder this Sunday than I was 2 weeks ago.
That's crazy, man. That is crazy. Now, in terms of like the guys you're competing against in the Olympia, do you look at these guys individually and go, I can beat him, I can beat him on my day, I can beat him, and if everything aligns, you can actually like win it? Do you actually think that you can win the Olympia this year?
No, but I don't talk shit. No, I don't think that. But I believe I can win everyone on the Olympia. I beat the best Rowley that anyone's seen. I beat him at the Olympia last year. I beat him at Prague, but he got the nod. I beat him at my pro debut. I beat Brandon. The only person I've not beat is Bonac. Yeah, a lot of people thought even on my America debut, New York Pro, I should have got at least top two. So it's possible, but you don't see that jump going from eighth to first. You don't see it no more. So if I can get the top five and slowly creep down the ladder, go from eight to five to three to one, or maybe eight to four to one, then I believe next year or the year after could be my year. But touch wood, everything being said, if these guys are off, I know I'll be on, and I think this year you are gonna have to be on, because that's what the judges are looking for. You look
Sure.
back to every show this year, and it's never the biggest guy. It's always the guy who's crisp. Like example last week, Michael Lockett. It was an awesome show with him and Charles. But Michael was crisp, and that's
Yeah.
the look that they're going for. That's the look that's selling. That's the look that the kids and the younger people are aspiring to be now, not aspiring to be these big, crazy freaks. So, end of the day, it is a business, and a business has to run properly. So, I believe that hopefully, in a year or two, it is my year. But, I'm training in the gym, on my diet. Like this year is my year. I'm giving it all I've got, that I believe I can win it. Because if I am not training for first, then what's the point in even training? So, you know, mentally, I want it, but being realistic, you have to think, is it going to happen? No, but
Yeah.
I'll keep fighting. I'll keep fighting till it does happen, and I've got a support network behind me that believes I can do it. Got people out there, fans, people who follow me that believe I can do it, and some people in hierarchy believe I can do it as well. So I've just got to keep my head on, just keep being me, and just keep focused, man, and just keep grinding away, and just keep putting that little 2 or 3 pound on each year, because that's all I need. Refinement in the back, refinement in the hamstrings. But as you can see, you look, I got told that last year before, but then you look back previous years, every year I'm bringing them up. So Rome wasn't built in a day. So I'll be there shortly, and I hope that this year I get the first call out, and I stand next to Sean, stand next to Brandon and Rolly, because I think I deserve it. I think my physique deserves it, and I believe I can take some of these guys out to be realistic, because I'm on I'm on every show, man. Like even at the New York Pro last year, it wasn't my best look, but I was on. I knew what I was bringing to the show. I knew I had to be big, but I had to be big in condition. So I knew what I had to bring, and I believe that I'm always on. So, these guys have to just watch out because I'm bringing it, baby.
Yeah, and with the New York Pro last year, now that was a totally different look to anything I've seen from you before. It was bursting full, and I've actually did a bit of a video on this, and I was like shocked at how full you were, and you look totally different. I prefer you look now, like with that when you're really cinched in and crazy condition, but that was a totally different look, and obviously it worked for you. You got the win over Juan Morel and all the other New York boys. Now, is that like, are you trying to nail something in between that for your next slot of shows, like maybe a little bit more full with that same conditioning, or what's the plan?
Um, yeah, yeah and no. I just know the New York, you have to be a bigger guy. They like that. I was speaking to Giles Thomas or Giles a while back, and I said to Giles, man, I bring a different look to every show because you have to please the judges. Every judge is different, and he thought I was talking a bit of shit. But you look back, man, I stick to my word. I bring a
Yeah,
different look to every single show. If you look back to the New York Pro, and then you go a week later, you look to Cali, I'm down like 6 pounds, 7 pounds, and it's a totally
yeah,
different look. My physique can change within 3 or 4 days. Um, I said to Matt last year, I want to try something new. I want to be, burst into the brim to where I'm basically on the edge of spilling. And we went to New York, bro. We almost spilled, and then get off. When I was off stage, I actually did spill. I looked like water baby, but it worked. It worked for that show. The crowd loved it, and if we can, if the final product would be if we could hit that fullness with the condition we hit last week, I believe that's an Olympia winning package. That's what I do believe.
yeah, for sure. And like, sorry, your waist was
Okay.
like, I was amazed in 1 week. Was it 1 week between New York and Cali?
Yeah, one
I was
week.
amazed how much like because your waist was pushing out just a little bit, not bad, obviously, because you got a tiny waist
Yeah,
anyway, and then it just sucked in for Cali, and then for these last comps, I'm like, looks smaller than ever, and you're packing on
yeah,
size, and
because
most guys' waists go when they add more size.
I know what food I can and can't eat. I know what food does bloat my waist very, very quickly. So, I thought Matt knew this. Matt was unsure with this, and I said to Matt, like, listen, this food blows my weight out, like my waist quick, and he was like, look, I know what. So if we pulled it for California, it sucked right in. So we pulled it for the British on the Monday, and we pulled certain meats again for this show yesterday, and already we're down an inch and a half in the waist. So I just know, even though I have a coach, it's good to listen to my own body and know that I know what what's right for me basically at the same time. And now he knows we can work together and we can get that pinnacle, just get that fine line, that fine detail. Because I believe Matt's like a master at his craft. He's coming into his own. He's very young. A lot of guys don't give him the credit that he deserves, but I believe I believe he's gonna go down as one of the great coaches very, very soon.
Yeah, he seems very attentive as well with like all his coaching. Like he flew out to Britain, didn't he, for your comp?
Yeah,
That's
yeah, man.
awesome.
He flew to Britain. He lived in my house for 12 days. Um, Even though my kids had up the wall, they literally terrorized them
That's
for the
funny.
whole 2 weeks. He said he loved it, but I could tell after 10 days he was a bit pissed off. But yeah, also, man, and he arrives here in Canada tomorrow.
Oh, awesome.
So anywhere I need him to go, he's there. That's what I like. You have some of these coaches, they're 2,000, 3,000 miles away. They're sending pictures. Now I've sent C Loose and many guys pictures, and they're like on videos and like, Nathan, you look crazy. I'm like, bro, I look like a bag of dicks, you know. I look like a bag of dicks on this picture. It's like, if you think this picture looks crazy, wait until you see me in the flesh, you know. I think C. Luce posted a picture, I think it was a week and a half back, and it was like from 2 weeks out, and I was like, that's fucking crazy. I'm like, nah, bro. I was like, I was a bag of dicks. Like, if you look at me in the flesh, I'm totally different. Because
Yeah.
I don't see pictures do some physiques justice. You have to be there and judge it by your eye. And Matt knows that. Matt said, like, you know, pictures, Nathan, I know I can gauge where you're at with the pictures, but they don't do you no justice. So, you know, I said to him, look, man, like, get a flight out here. Let's just get to work. You know, we've won Toronto before. That's when I first met Matt ever in Toronto. So, man, let's get to Canada and just try and get a W together. You know, because that's the first day. That was the first time we ever met, and that's a good memory for himself, Michaela, and me. So, if we can do some damage here this weekend, I'll be happy.
Yeah, for sure. Now it seems like British bodybuilding is in like a really good place in terms of, you know, the quality of the guys is coming up. Everyone seems to be improving. You're improving. James Hollingshead's improving. Samson Dowder's coming up. There's a lot of good guys. What do you attribute that to? Is it because you're doing well? Do you think everyone's like, oh, we can catch Nathan, or we want to try to chase Nathan, or what do you think the deal is?
I made them all look good. Nah, man. On a serious note, all bullshit aside, I think the guys in the US weren't looking at the British. You know, they just weren't looking at us. You know, we had Zach Khan. He didn't do much. And in the UK, we only get one pro card a year. You know, and at that time we got one pro card a year. But then the guys would get a pro card, you'd never see them again. You know, and
Yeah.
I think when I came on the scene, and then I got my pro card, and I went to Q8, and then I literally burst on the scene. It's like, what the fuck, you know? And I think that initial instinct set people's eyes back onto the UK. Not that because it was, oh, here's Nathan, he's gonna win pro shows. Like, fuck, who's this kid? You know, he's come out of nowhere. He got second to Rowley. Oh yeah, he's from the UK and so forth. And then people's eyes started turning, you know, and James turns pro, and then Luke turns pro, and Samson. So these guys, you know, the British bodybuilding's always been strong, but you know, we haven't had the look or the nod, you know, I think what we deserve. But now I think a lot of people are seeing what we're actually capable of, and what we can and can't achieve within the sport. And you know, even though you just named four guys, believe, man, there's many guys waiting to get that pro card, and I think they do damage. You know, my good friend Rob Bowman, if you see him, he's a fucking machine. We have a few young kids who are coming up. You know, there's guys waiting in the wings, you know, just to take over and be seen, just waiting for that little nod. And then I think getting out of the pro ranks for them out to the amateur ranks is harder. And then once you're in the pro ranks, it's easier to do what you want to do, because the look they want then is different. So I think when these guys, you know, hit the stride, you know, I think British bodybuilding will be very, very strong. And I
Yeah, for
think, you know,
sure.
this is maybe another 2 years, 18 months, 2 years maximum.